Hey, it's Joe Moya, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Got a quick question. If I were to ask you, what's one thing that you could do to make yourself more attractive to a quality man, what would you say? Well, if you're like most people, you say, you know what, I could lose a few pounds, or you know what, I could put up more makeup, or you know what, I can cut my hair, or you know what, I can dress better, I can get more sexy, put on a mini skirt, whatever it may be, right? And that may be true to the boys, the guys who are only interested in the physical you, but I'm not talking about just the physical you. I'm talking about how to make yourself more attractive to the type of guy who's looking for that one special woman to share his life with, just like you're looking for that one special guy. So I'm going to kind of pull a little switcheroo on you on this video. We're not going to talk about the physical stuff, right? There's a lot of things out there to, do this, say that, do this, say that to get a guy, catch a guy. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how to put yourself in position to stand out from all the other women, to make yourself more attractive to the type of guy who's out there looking for a relationship. Now, again, I know if you're watching, you go, yeah, I don't think those guys exist. They're kind of like, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Bigfoot. This sounds good. I've heard of them, but I've never really seen them. Okay, so I get that. That's another video for another day. Today we're talking about, again, making yourself more attractive to that quality guy. So there's really one thing that you can do that will truly make you stand out from all the other women. You ready? And that's to have clear and concise boundaries. All right? Having clear and concise boundaries is going to make you more attractive to the type of man who's looking for a relationship. So let me give you an example why. All right, so I'm going to have you step into the mind of a quality man. Okay, we're going to pretend that he exists. You may not think he exists, but we're going to pretend that he exists. So there's these mythical creatures out there called quality men who are looking for relationships, who don't have a problem with monogamy, commitment, or any of that stuff. And when they find the right woman that they're looking for, they will fully commit and be full in. So those kind of guys are out there saying, I need a special woman. I need a woman that's different than a lot of the others out there. I need a woman who truly knows who she is, who knows her worth, who knows her value, and isn't willing to settle for less because that's who I am and that's not what I'm willing to do. So that's the mindset of how a quality man is out there operating in this thing called the dating pool. So that guy is out there, he's looking for that kind of woman. So what does that guy look for? Right? So he looks for a woman who has her boundaries because what that tells him is this is a woman who values herself, who respects herself, who loves herself, who is not willing to settle. And because of that, he's going to go, you know what? This woman is different. Now, a lot of guys may not tell you this, but there are a lot of quality guys that don't respect how a lot of women are allowing men to treat them. Women who jump into relationships, who have no boundaries and say, you know what? Oh, you like me, I like you. Great. Let's jump into bed. Let's jump into a relationship. Guys are just like, don't you respect yourself enough? Women who chase guys around, right? And who allow guys to lie to them, to manipulate them, that stay in a relationship with a guy who's walking all over them. To that quality guy, he's like, you know what? You don't respect yourself. You don't love yourself. So why would I want to be with you? See, boundaries to a quality man are very attractive. They're even sexy because it's like, you know what? This woman, she knows who she is. And there's an energy to that, right? Because everything in this universe that we live in is energy. So there's an attraction there. And sometimes guys like, I don't know what it is, but there's something about this woman that makes me more attracted to her. And on the flip side, when a woman doesn't have those boundaries, she tries so hard, she's desperate, she's needy, it's like repulsive. And I'm sure you've dated guys like that, guys who have just tried too hard, right? Because they didn't have boundaries, because this is a two-way street. It does work both ways. So that quality guy is going to see that as sexy. He's going to see that as attractive. And it's going to make you stand out. See, there's this myth that, you know what, well, if I have boundaries and I say what I mean or speak my truth, I'm going to come off as a bitch. I'm going to be superficial. No, if your truth in your heart is like, this is who I am, this is what I'm looking for, and I'm not willing to settle in order to have the relationship that my heart desires, that's not being superficial. It's being truthful. It's being honest with yourself. And if you can't be truthful and honest with yourself first, how can you be truthful and honest with a man? But when a guy sees that you are truthful and honest with yourself, like, nope, here's my line in the sand, and I'm not willing to settle, I'm willing to walk away, then you know what? The guy says, this is the kind of woman I'm looking for. When I was first dating my wife, she told me a story like that, where she walked away from a relationship. She hadn't been in a relationship for a while. Ex comes back and says, you know what? We get together, we get back together. He was actually in another relationship. He's like, you know what? If I leave the relationship and we get back together, can we go forward and we ultimately get married? And she was at that point. She hadn't been in a relationship for a while. She wanted to be married. She wanted to have someone to share her life with. But her boundaries were, I want to stay at home for our children, because that's what was important to her. That's what she valued. That's the life and the marriage that she ultimately was looking for. And this guy said, no, I can't give you that. Now, she wasn't being superficial. She wasn't being a bitch. She wasn't looking for a man to take care of her. She just knew in order to have the marriage and life that she desired for that part of her life, she wanted to stay at home for her children. Okay? And that was her truth. And when she told me that story, I'm just like, wow, you are willing to walk away from a man who's basically saying, look, I'll give you exactly what you want. I'll give you a marriage. I'll give you someone to share your life with. But because her standards, her boundaries were so clear, she's like, yeah, that sounds good, but it's not my truth, so I got to walk away. And when we were dating, she told me that story. In my head, I'm like, it's the kind of woman that I'm looking for. And she became more attractive to me, not just physically, but energetically. And that's what we're talking about in this video today. So I want you to understand that boundaries are really cool, they're really healthy, and they're really important if you want to attract a quality man and stand out from the crowd. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of mirror time. I want you to step out of your life as an observer and ask yourself, how good have your boundaries been? If you want to look at your last relationship, you can look at how your boundaries been in your last relationship. If you want to look at all your previous relationships, you want to look at your life, because my experience is women who have trouble with boundaries in their relationships, their intimate relationships, very often have boundaries in other aspects of their life. So with their family members, with their coworkers, with their kids, it usually spills over into other areas of their life as well. So take that mirror time and ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good are my boundaries? Are they a 10 where it's rock solid, they're clear, concise, and I stick to them even when it's difficult? Or is it's a 0, man. I suck. My boundaries, I have no boundaries. And if I have boundaries, I don't hold them. I talk a good game, but the truth is I don't live according to my actions don't back up my words. So again, there's never any judgment. This is how we learn. This is where we learn exactly where we need to make the changes. And so if you're having trouble attracting a quality guy, maybe because you need to really work on those boundaries. So go ahead, take that mirror time, put your answers in the box below, and I'll see you next week. Have an amazing week. Love you all. God bless. If you're at that point in your life where you're tired of being single, you want to find that one special guy to share your life with, and you can't understand why you're having such a hard time finding him, I'd like to invite you to join our free Facebook group. It's a private group where women just like you are discovering the truth of what it really takes to attract a quality man and a love that lasts. You're going to learn how to identify the real obstacles, especially those that are unconscious, which are preventing you from finding the love that you're looking for. And you're also going to learn how you can turn your love life around, date successfully, and put yourself in position to find the type of man that your heart desires and deserves. Now, if that's something that sounds interesting to you, you can go to facebook.com/groups/findlove-that-lasts. Or you can click on the link below in the description of this video. I'll see you there.